Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the RicTalk podcast with your host, Ricky Rhymes. So, I could say a lot. It's taken a lot to even get this podcast up today. It's been a lot to just talk. It's been a lot to release something. It's been a lot for everything, especially over the last few months. I guess this could be like my coming clean, coming to everything. So, I'd say everything really went downhill in May. As far as me ending up in the hospital. I did a lot of damage to my liver. It could have been a multiple of things. Biggest concern there was the simple fact that I was drinking, and I don't know if it was that or my overconsumption of energy drinks. I love my energy drinks. I wasn't working out at the time, so it could have been that. Over time, my very poor diet, and there's no big finger to anything. The biggest finger was probably towards excessive drinking. I was drinking every weekend, but at the most 4 to maybe 6 IPAs every weekend, and I was just doing it out of the simple way of having fun as an adult, but the most fun thing is having a healthy liver and not a fatty liver. And I didn't realize that till the day it happened, but that was the real kicker. The big kicker for me was to literally just stop doing what I was doing, and it's taken a lot for me to seek help in that. And over the last few weeks, I've been listening to a lot of books written by Eckhart Tolle, a lot of listening. I do all my book reading audio form because I never have the time to look at a book, or I end up getting tired. But I love reading. I wish I could not get so tired doing it. I love information a lot, so the more I listen, the more I start kind of thinking a lot, One of the biggest concerns for me was that I kind of thought too much every day. I always think about the future, and I always end up dwelling about the past. I can dwell on all the episodes that I've done recently, and honestly, I could have just not recorded anything. And I could have just sat on the couch and, looked at a lot of people's comments or, my friends' concerns about whether or not I was continuing this. I normally give up. It's very easy for me to give up. I've given up on insanity before. I've given up on working out. All in a nutshell, I've given up on my life. But what is giving up on your life if you're still living? I've given up on my dream, per se. I've given up on the dream of, wanting to be this big personality that can be universally loved. That was the dream. Instead of just being loved for who I am or hated for who I am. Instead of being loved for what I'm not. I love wrestling, but I think I had a problem when I was listening to the same wrestling music every single day. If you do that, kudos to you, because I was doing the same thing as you were. But after a while, I do it a lot. And then bringing up wrestling with my girlfriend as a conversation every day is just not the best thing. So I could just do a lot better. If you hear my dogs in the background, they're probably outside. And I just, it was really hard for me to find a topic. I would always come across something where I was just like, I don't know what to talk about, but I could just talk, because that's the one thing I can do all day is just talk. And it could be about anything, or it could be about nothing. To some people it's nothing, to some people it's something. But I just really want to talk. This was my form of communication. I let it get to my head, and I've either created, some problems with friends, or I just gave up on releasing anything that I didn't have with me. Some of that I looked at it as a good thing, and some of that I looked at it as like, well, missed opportunity there. But at the same time, I'm not just dwelling on the past, and I think one of the biggest concerns was that I just dwell on the past too much, to an unhealthy extent. I wish I could rewrite history. I wish I could rewrite everything that happened in the past. But the problem and the simple thing with that is that the past has already happened. The past has happened to a point where you just don't look back at it. But you can fix yourself right now. If you fucked up yesterday, just fix yourself now. Understand what you did. Take responsibility. And just know that you were in the wrong. Or just leave it alone. Drop the negativity. Drop anything that's causing you to want to have a fight in your head. And just enjoy the present moment. And that's what I'm trying to do. At least that's what I'm meditating every day for. That's what I strive for. Is to not have those issues every single day. So, I'm glad to be talking right now, and that I'm not waiting anymore, and I'm just enjoying what I do have. I do have I have a background. I have my friend's hoodie on for the first time, and it feels so like comfortable. Shout out Hoodlux. Like, if you guys haven't already tuned in to Hoodlux, they're on Instagram. Find them. They're coming out with clothing, and this is one of their big hoodies, biggest sellers in my opinion. This is the one to get, so definitely find out about them and definitely put your order in. So yeah, a lot of mental health, taking care of it instead of preaching about it and talking about mental health and displaying your problems to Twitter. Read a book or listen to a book and try to see what the big issue is for yourself. And for me, it's a lot of everything in my head. A lot of what draws me back from doing the things that I want to do in life, and it's all in your head. Aside from Eckhart Tolle, we have Shanti, and I'm a very big advocate for Shanti as far as working out. And I can also say as far as an author, because the book is awesome. I was listening to it today through Audible. I've been purchasing too many books, so I don't want to keep overspending, but eventually I'll get it, because I would want to get in and meet Shanti and, hey, get another autograph from somebody that's very close to me personally. And just the biggest help was something for the mind and something for the body. And what comes into play is also Insanity Max 30, and that's been helping me out physically, because I really just want to cut this whole fatty liver thing down to a T, just make everything a lot better again. Also with the diet too, I mean, yeah, I crash sometimes. I do partake in some fried chicken tenders, fried food, or sodas, but at the same time, what are you gonna do? You're human. And that's the biggest thing. I'm not gonna be perfect. As much as I want to perfect myself, especially through podcasting, I'm not perfect. I just want to be at a point where I'm just not thinking about who I want to be, and I can just simply be me. Changing all that and dropping everything in an instant and just breathing helps out a lot of me being myself, and literally just realizing that any single problem that you face, whether you see a text that pisses you off, or something's just not going your way in life, you know. For one, it's a part of life, and two, it's something that you have to face yourself, make it not happen. You know, you have to, you're in the situation, you're your own player in your video game, so you have to make things the way you want to. You have to speak up, you have to definitely not stay silent. And that's what I've been, you know. I've been silent with the podcasting, and it tears me apart on the inside that I don't post the way I want to post. But if I have to fix myself and know that it's me that holds myself back, I hold myself accountable for that. I'm responsible for why I don't post the way I want to. And I'm responsible for literally everything that I've said I was going to do. So I'm just going to drop literally all these things that I think about in my head and just release and talk and literally just not be the sporadic, you know, excessive, extra person that I try to be, to think that that's gonna get me the views, to think that that's what I need. The only thing I ever had to be was me, because you're not gonna get what I give you here. Like, you're not gonna get that anywhere else. You're not gonna get that anywhere else. And I'm just tired of holding myself back and not breathing and just being honestly real to the point where I'm just talking. Not being this, you know, this crazy WWE personality that I made myself to be. You know, I know wrestling better than you do. I don't. I know a good amount. I know enough to enjoy it. I also know enough to tell people that it's not fake, it's just predetermined. You know, everything you watch is predetermined if you think about it. At least it just hasn't been said yet if you think it's not. Aside from that, you know, I just know what I know. And maybe that's all I needed to give, was everything that I know to you. What I think to you. The reason why you watch this, myself. Why I'm saying it, why I'm talking about it, why does it matter? Why am I making it such a big deal? I just think that that's all that really matters. If not, why am I here? So that's literally everything that's held me back. I asked a question this past weekend at Fan Expo to one of my biggest heroes, Kevin Smith. I've loved this guy ever since I was a kid. 10 years ago, I remember being with my cousin talking about we're going to go as Jay and Silent Bob, maybe at the next con. Eventually, I wanted to meet him. And then 10 years later, I meet Kevin Smith. 10 years ago, I met Stan Lee. 10 years later, I meet Kevin Smith. And it's crazy how time flies and how times change and people change. And how Kevin Smith has changed in the last 10 years. But I can say, as peaceful as he was, the most peaceful part was also him giving me a piece of his mind and telling me, like, you know, if you're struggling with podcasting, just flow. You know, all you can do is flow. Don't worry about giving point A to point B. Just give people what they can't find anywhere else. And just have fun with it, you know, pod on. And that's all I needed, you know, like to just literally relax, talk, flow. And a lot of the times I really just rush myself and I don't give myself enough time to do that. I don't give myself enough mindfulness. I don't give myself peace. I don't do that. I have to do it this way, this, and that. And I end up not doing that at all. And I end up struggling and I end up upset and I end up projecting that everywhere I go. And I'm not going to blow up tomorrow. In fact, I don't care if I blow up. As much as I want to and as much as I would love a paid partnership. You know, my goal in long term is to have a paid partnership. I love that. Of course I do. I care for that. But it's not going to happen tomorrow. So I have to enjoy the journey. And that's the one thing I never did in life, was enjoy my journey. I never did. Tomorrow I wanted to be a rapper. Tomorrow I wanted to be an actor. Tomorrow I wanted to make a movie. Tomorrow. It's always the future. And what do I end up doing? I dwell on yesterday for saying that. I dwell on yesterday for literally not making it happen for today. I dwell on that. I dwell on the fact that I'm 25 years old and I'm literally behind a camera and I'm over here thinking, why didn't I do anything that I wanted to do? I dwell on that because I think that I screwed up, but it turns out I didn't. In fact, I'm off the couch and I'm doing this because I really want to do it. I'm happier than ever to get that off my chest. I'm happier than ever that I can pod anytime, anywhere I go. I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy that I'm not in a hospital bed. I'm happy I'm not dead. I'm happy that I'm going to release this. I'm happy that, that this is it. This is the moment that I release something and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm going to feel happier about it. After filming, 7 videos that ended up not getting released in this type of format for this type of message, the fact that I'm actually flowing and I don't care if I don't edit that out, that was part of the flow. I'm just happy that that's perfect. If you take anything out of this pod, just know that if you ever are held back from doing something that you really want to do, stop waiting on anyone to tell you you're ready. You were always ready. You were ready when you had the idea. You were ready when you actually thought about something. You were ready when you said it. But when you didn't do it, you weren't ready. If not now, when? When are you going to design clothes? When are you going to podcast? When are you going to make a movie? Messages have always come to me in the forms of people. But did I ever act upon it? No. Do I remember them? Hell yeah. But I'm not going to dwell on the fact that they were said and done. But what? When? How? Think about that. Anyways, y'all, this is Ricky Rhymes. Expect more to come soon. Especially teasing the new toy in the family. We have a Roman Reigns wreck everyone and leave figure, 2 head skins, 2 sets of hands, 2 ways of wearing their gear. Yes, I'm ready to unbox that one. I can't wait to talk more about Kevin Smith, my trip to Comic-Con, Fan Expo Chicago with my girlfriend. I'm glad she enjoyed herself. I have more to release in time. So anyways, thank you all for tuning in. This was Ricky Rhymes. See y'all next time.